Hi, welcome to Gold Recovery video number 7. Today, we've got two fairly interesting items. We have an HDMI satellite receiver box, which I've taken apart, and we have a small item here. See these two aluminum ends? Can you guess what it is? It's actually comes from a hair straightener that I found while out hunting. If you can see, if I could focus in here, there's actually a gold-plated board. Well, some of the contacts are gold here. Well, we have some gold, we got some wire, one IC, well, really a timer. It's those, what do they call those 555 timers. I'm not sure about the bond wires in them. But we also have these two aluminum plates. Not bad for something to usually just toss in the garbage. I'll be pulling that gold plated item off of there. Alright, on to a larger item. This happens to be one of my favorite things to find. Not only do you usually not get these, but it's hard to get these units all together. You can see here the first item, the card, of course. That's a small gold chip there. I'll be processing that with my AP. We also have a hard drive. Some decent chips, some good size MLCCs, and of course I saved the platters, and then the aluminum will go to the scrapyard. Looks like a little Torx there. Sometimes these are gold, but not today. On to the next. We have a few items of wiring here. You can see we got a few of those oscillators. 4 right there we'll be pulling off. A few more MLCCs. 2 chips. This wire with looks like silver or nickel plated ends there. And we also have one of these ribbon cables. And inside here, usually we have some gold tipped pins. Not worth a whole lot. Kind of like your standard printer cable from computers. Now we'll start with the power board. See, we got some copper bearing transformers and relays. Quite a large capacitor. I may reuse that. A bit of aluminum. Some copper right there. And on the back, we actually have some larger MLCCs. Just primarily right there in the center of the board. For me, they're worth pulling off. Perhaps the larger resistors as well. I have yet to process them though. Move on to the next board here. Now this comes from your the front of the unit. You can see the buttons here. You see you have a USB port. See that those are your standard USB gold-plated connectors. And right next to it, we have one of the outputs for going to the main board, which gold tip pins there. And these probably are just silver, but I'll take the solder off the bottom and check the ends. Now the back, this, they're actually 2 large MLCCs there. That's all that'd be really worth pulling off of that part. Now as you can see, all this metal here, much of this is as soon as I get these and pull them apart, after I pull out the screws, my first thing that I do is I rip off all the metal so I can get a good look at the board. Now some of this, depending on what scrap yards you go to, I mean, this is considered irony brass. Some of it sticks to a magnet, some of it don't. I don't have a scrapyard near me currently that takes it, but perhaps if I get I have about a half a 5-gallon bucket of just this kind of stuff right now. Hopefully in the future I'll find a place that does take it, and so it's better than cashing it in for light iron. It has to be a better price than that. Well, we have a few more wires here. This probably some silver plated or nickel plated brass pins that just goes to the power board. A couple of wires there. Here we got the wiring set up for the back of the hard drive. There are gold pins in there. Can't really get a good shot. As most of you know, yeah, they do contain a few gold pins. On the other side, those are probably silver or nickel. Next piece of wiring here, we have these guys, which also hook into our hard drive. I believe this is a data cable. If someone wants to leave a comment and tell me the actual name, because I cannot remember. But these also have some decent gold pins in them. And we also got a fan, which quite dirty. Well, actually the whole unit's quite dusty in some parts. Now one of the reasons these are my favorites, first thing you see here, right in the middle of the screen. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3 BGAs, and we also have these surface mount ICs, which I process just like the BGAs. They usually have pretty good bond wire in it, and also we have these chips. These chips here are usually the ones you see on the late 90s, early 2000s RAM. We have a few more here. And out to the front here, well, right here we have some gold-plated pins. This guy